Babylon system is the vampire. Yeah. All right. Hello, YouTube. What's up, world? What's up, internet? Here I am again. Another live hangout. Let's see. You guys can see me. You can see me. You can hear me. Here we are. Another day, another live hangout. It's Friday afternoon here. 2:30 in the afternoon. I've been getting some sun today. It's so nice. Adobe Gaines Propa. What's up, dude? David Tawil. What's up, David? Ryan Matt. What's up? Lewis, Dustin, Justin. Look at all this. Where's the ladies? We got a lot of guys here. Banu. Elanta 3 says, what's up? What's up, Elanta 3? How's it going, everybody? Friday. All right. Well, good afternoon to me. Good morning to the people in New Zealand or Australia, if you're even watching this live. Here we are. This is one of the live hangouts that we do here on the YouTubes, where you guys type things and I say words. It's basically how this works. You type, I speak. No, it's much better than that. Yeah, what do you guys want to talk about today? What do you want to talk about? It's all crazy here. I've been hearing all kinds of crazy sounds going on downstairs. I think Ryder's pushing something around in the living room downstairs. Brian, what's up? Ryan, Matt, what's up? Don Beckstrand, Patrick Wolf, Deborah, hello. What's up, everybody? We got loads of people just jumping in. Virginia Beach, Brian, what's up, man? Ryan, Matt's got a question. The first question of the day in this live hangout. And if you want to ask questions, make sure you're signed in to YouTube or Google Plus or whatever you have to sign in to use YouTube comments. Make sure you're signed in and you can actually comment and question live. Keep it clean, keep it nice, play nicely. Joseph, what's up, man? Georgina in the UK, what's up? Evelyn Parsons from Illinois. Got a lot of people. Jennifer Evans in Austin, Texas. I've been to Austin, Texas. We got some family over in Austin, Texas. Nice place. Very humid. Very, very humid. All right, Ryan Matt's got a question. They tell us to balance omega-3 to 6 ratio. Can chia seeds and flaxseed help, or does it all have to come from fish? That's a fantastic question. Ooh, there we go. I am going to pull this microphone over here. Hopefully this improves the audio clarity. All right. Move it this way a little bit. Great question. Omega-3 to 6 ratio, very, very important. Omega-6, arachidonic acid, or however you pronounce it. Omega-6 are known to be inflammatory. Very inflammatory fatty acids. You do not want these incorporated in your cell membranes. A high omega-6 ratio will cause chronic inflammation, can cause insulin resistance, which you don't want. And you're going to have a bad time if you eat a lot of omega-6. Unfortunately, a lot of people doing like vegan diets, plant-based diets, rely heavily on omega-6 fatty acids. Vegetable oils that you're going to buy, these commercial vegetable oils, corn oil, soy oil, are very high in omega-6. This is not beneficial for your body. There are many different opinions on the omega-6 to 3 ratio, omega-3 to 6 ratio, but essentially most people are deficient in DHA. Most people are deficient in omega-3. When you stare at a computer screen, which I'm staring at part of a computer screen right now, reading all your comments and questions, which reminds me, I'm pulling out a pop-out chat so I don't lose the ones that get further back. Hello to everybody who's just jumping in now, the hundreds of people watching live. I'm honored to have you here joining us live. I'm here in my living room in Ecuador. It is hot today. It's super, super, super hot. I'll give you a glance around our messy-ass room right now. Our messy little living room. We got Daisy. Daisy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get a job. Daisy being lazy. It is so hot today. We're in the Andes of Ecuador in this little town in the middle of nowhere called Vilcabamba. And the rainy season has just ended. And it's getting nice and beautiful and dry. And I've been getting some sun. You could see like just lots of sunshine. You can't really see right there. You know, when you press on your skin and then you leaves an indentation after you've been out in the sun a little while. I'm not burnt, but I'm getting a little color. Anyways, omega-3 to 6 ratio, most people are depleted in DHA. When you stare at a computer screen like this, when you're around artificial light, when you're having chronic stressors, things like Wi-Fi, chronic microwave radiation is going to destroy the cell membranes and destroy and oxidize DHA. We want to replace that DHA, and the only place we're going to get omega-3 fatty acids, namely DHA, which is very, very unique molecule. The only place where you're going to get that in significant quantities is going to be the animal kingdom. Unfortunately, flax and chia are not significant sources of DHA. They are significant sources of ALA. What is ALA or ALA, which can be converted to DHA, but at a very slow rate, and a very small amount of it can be converted to DHA. That's right. Your body can convert omega-3 fatty acids into the long-chain DHA omega-3 fatty acid, but females do it better. If you think about it, it makes a lot of sense biologically. Females, especially during times of famine, are needing to feed through the boobies the little babies. Those little babies need DHA. Those little babies need a lot of DHA when their brains are growing. Somebody's just asking right here, what would a good level of DHA or omega-3 be per day? Not omega-3. You can get loads of omega-3 from like flax oil or chia or whatever, but that's not DHA. Let me answer this question. When we finish answering this question, and I'll throw in here and I'll answer your question. Dustin, a good level for most people, 2 grams per day of omega-3 is a decent level. I don't recommend supplementing for that. I recommend getting it from whole food sources and trying to get it from fish and seafood if you can, because it comes packaged with iodine and selenium, which are powerful antioxidants, which are both very good for detoxifying and removing halides and heavy metals from the body. So it's just really good in general to eat seafood. Avoid seafood at your own risk. Anyways, plant-based omega-3s can be converted to DHA, but women do it much better. I think it was 80% more. Somebody can correct me on this, but you don't have to look this up because this is at the back of my mind, pulling it out the back of my mind. But I think women convert at 80% more efficiency, converting to DHA from long-chain fatty acids like ALA. Men don't do it that well. Don't count on plant-based omega-3s to give you the DHA you need. You can't do it that way. I'm sorry. You got to eat the seafood. Ryder's throwing a water, drumming on this big 5-gallon water bottle. He's so cute. Ryder will come up and say hi in a little bit. But let's finish talking about DHA. DHA is probably the most important fatty acid that you can eat, regardless of what diet you are on. Your brain needs it. You need it on your inner mitochondrial membrane, or the outer mitochondrial membrane is made up of DHA. You need it to create an electrical current in your body. It is crucial. So get the DHA in. Don't think that flax and chia are going to get you all the DHA you need. There's nothing wrong with flax and chia, but they don't replace fish, seafood, and long-chain fatty acids that have been processed and put in the proper SN2 position by fish. So what happens is fish eat algae. The algae has DHA in it, but that DHA is not in the proper position. It's not arranged in the way that we need it to be arranged to be assimilated into our cells. We need it in the SN2 position. It's called the SN2 position. To get to the SN2 position, it needs to be consumed by fish and transmuted into that essence, or into that the compound that we can assimilate that we call DHA. So get the DHA in. Flax ain't going to do it for you. Galo, what's up, man? Is krill oil better than fish oil for omega-3? Maybe. It might be less oxidized and less rancid, but why don't you just eat fresh fish and seafood? You know, I can just have some, I don't know, whatever. Have some fish and seafood. Quit wasting your money. Most of those things are oxidized and rancid anyways. Banu, Brian, Faith Speed, Amy Willow, Ivy's Penna, what's up? We got so many people here. I'm going to scroll up so I try not to miss a bunch of questions. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for joining us. All right. Do you use an acetyl L-carnitine supplement? You mentioned it being the only one you still use, but the video is from 2015. All right. Alcar, acetyl L-carnitine. maybe at that time I said that was the only supplement that I use. I mean, there's plenty of things that I think can be useful, but there's no supplement that I think I need every single day. Like there's no, I gotta have this supplement every day or I'm just not gonna make it. There's none of that. If you got a properly formulated lifestyle, if you enjoy your life, if you keep your mind clear and keep your mind focused on things that build on the essence of life, that expand on it, that fire you up, that light people's eyes up around you. If you focus on that, then you're good. You don't need all these supplements to keep you energized, keep you on point. If I said that the only supplement I was taking, that was probably that specific day, that the only thing I took was like Alcar, which is acetyl L-carnitine. Acetyl L-carnitine can be very good for heart health, can be very good for energy production and for fat oxidation, for the mobilization of fatty acids. It can be good for those, but it's not like necessary. And I don't take it every day. And I haven't taken that probably since 2015. There's so many interesting things that one can play with. I'm more interested in herbs, adaptogens, and whole food-based things, and less interested in the isolated amino acids. But they have their place, right? Like glutamine can help a lot of people with gut issues, but it doesn't mean that everyone should take glutamine, right? I mean, especially on a ketogenic diet, glutamine is a very glucogenic amino acid. Loads of supplements out there. None of them that I think that everybody needs to take. But acetyl L-carnitine can be useful for oxidizing fatty acids. And for people who are doing fasted cardio in the morning, taking some acetyl L-carnitine might be a useful addition pre-fasted cardio in the morning if you're trying to burn a bunch of body fat. Again, you can also get carnitine from meats, fish, seafood, red meats, grass-fed beef, stuff like that. So you don't need to take it. Jennifer in Dallas, what's up? Retro Madness in Wales, no H, sorry. What's up? Evelyn in Illinois, what's up? Sarah says, what are your thoughts on chlorella and spirulina? I'm ordered some today and I'm super excited. I like both chlorella and spirulina. Sarah, welcome to a whole new world of experimenting with funky green powders, the blue-green algae. Now, spirulina is an algae. It's a very, very amazing thing. Lots of vitamin B12, lots of B vitamins in general, potent antioxidants in there. I mean, spirulina is a great source of protein as well. It's actually it's a complete source of protein. Not the most economical source of protein, but I mean, just when you look at it, it's pretty interesting stuff. It's an algae. It's just an algae. And it's green powder. You can add it to guacamole, make it a little deeper green, give it a little bit of extra flavor. You're going to have to do some experimentation and find ways to eat it and like it. I mean, we've done all kinds of stuff with spirulina. We've added spirulina to chocolate. We've made like spicy cayenne spirulina chocolate. Look who it is. There she is. There she is. She's here. She's here. Let's get a close up. Woo.
Do you remember the meat we used to make with spirulina?
Keto breath? You guys smell my keto? All right.
We used to do ground beef and then put loads of coconut oil on it and spirulina with salt and ground pepper.
I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Spirulina
and
with
avocado, and then you mash in avocado.
He spazzes. Chill out.
It's okay.
Calm down.
Spirulina
with ground beef can really go get a rider. He's freaking out.
Also, cauliflower rice with lots of salt.
You're stealing my shine.
Pepper, coconut oil.
She's so much more beautiful. I just want to watch her.
Paint you.
I just want to watch you. All right. Spirulina on ground beef can be pretty good. With avocado, says Jessica. It was a whole plate. You want to describe that plate one more time?
Okay. Ground beef.
Ground beef with spices. You mix in some spirulina and some coconut oil. You probably cooked the ground beef in coconut oil. Then you mix in some avocado and some probably roasted garlic would be necessary for this as well. Because roasted garlic is just so good on everything. Roasted garlic. All right, let's talk. We have to talk.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Ryder, hello. What's up? How's life? Pretty rad, right? He's trying to poop or something. Oh no. Here he goes.
All right.
Okay, so one of my favoritist meals that I've been eating lately, one of my most favorite meals has been Jessica's keto flatbreads, which are available in the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, authored by yours truly, Jessica. Jessica's famous keto flatbread recipe, just the basic keto flatbread recipe, but I kind of like the first ones right when they get off the skillet because they're a little bit fluffier, and if you cook them perfectly, they can just be so amazing. Right here, so sweet. His little hand just touches me on the back. It feels so nice. So I take those. Then I take cream. We get this like really good heavy, this grass-fed heavy whipping cream. So I take raw grass-fed dairy from probably not A2 cows, but whatever. Really good grass-fed dairy, grass-fed cream. I take that, I spread it over the top, and then I put roasted garlic in there too.
And salt.
And salt. Yeah, the salt's crucial because you need salt with the cream to give it the smoothness and to give it that bite that you need. And it is so good. It's so delicious. And it's super simple. And then I have some sardines on the side or some meatballs. Jessica made lamb meatballs the other day. So then I had the lamb meatballs with that meal with this funky yogurt sauce too. Whew, so good. You guys are probably all super hungry now. Look, here somebody says, made meatballs with bison and lamb liver for the family.
Oh, nice.
It was good. A spin on the Mama's Best Meatballs. That's what's up. We actually talked about that. Here, I'll put this over here so everybody can see. Everybody.
You make everybody dizzy and leave moving the camera around.
I know, right? I'll just keep it where it was.
Yeah.
Whatever. Mama's Best Meatballs recipe is one of my favorite recipes from the Ketogenic Edge cookbook that Jessica developed. Took her over a year and a half to make. But if you take that meatballs recipe and you do like 50% ground beef heart, or you can do like 25% beef heart, 25% liver, and then 50% ground beef, and you make those meatballs. It's a great way to get in nutrient-dense organ meats. Heart's got coenzyme Q10 in abundance. Liver is just loaded with vitamin A, many other good fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin D as well. And those together, that little recipe is fantastic.
I'm going to go back down, otherwise he's going to keep painting you.
Yeah, he's undressing you too. He's ripping your clothes off. He's painting me. Ryder, you're out of control, buddy. Reel it in. All right, I'm going to move this because I'm not writing on it right now. Something to fiddle with while I talk to you people. All right, everybody. D, thanks for the comment. I'm glad you enjoyed the meatballs, Mama's Best Meatballs recipe. Thank you so much for enjoying the cookbook and for your kind words. Make sure to recommend the cookbook to your friends. If you got friends or family who are trying to start out like on a healthy diet, on a ketogenic diet, on a paleo diet, on a low-carb diet, this book, The Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for low-carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine, is an amazing resource for newbies and advanced ketophiles alike. Ketophiles. I like that word. It's so funny. Jessica thinks it's hilarious. Ketophilia. All right. Renegade Scout from the Arkansas Ozarks. What's up, man? Just getting started on my journey, man or woman. So just getting started on my journey to regain my health and fitness, hoping to reverse type 2 diabetes. Many, many people have reversed type 2 diabetes on a ketogenic diet, getting their weight stable. Many people have dropped a significant amount of body fat on keto, and type 2 diabetes is totally manageable out of the context of being enslaved to having to spend all kinds of money on pharmaceutical drugs and insulin for the rest of your life. You can do it. Congratulations. You've already set out. You've already put it in your heart that you want to do it. Hey, it's up to you now. Just enjoy it. It's a well-trodden path that many people have gone down. Drop your body fat, your blood sugar levels will start to stabilize. Keto will help maintain stable blood sugar. And yeah, you're going to be good. Fear not the fat. But of course, if you're trying to lose body fat, don't just think that you need to guzzle as much fat as you can. So I'll save you a lot of time right now. What was your name again? Renegade Scout, not a real name. Renegade Scout out in the Arkansas Ozarks. I'll save you a lot of time and energy right now. Eating fat is not going to magically make you burn a bunch more body. In the beginning of a ketogenic diet, of course, you don't want to be in a huge calorie deficit, but don't think that just guzzling a bunch of fat is going to give you the results you need. Long term, we're looking at still maintaining an energy deficit. Energy balance matters. The laws of physics still matter. So yeah, get your protein in. Fat is for energy, and you want to tap into body fat. So not too much fat on that plate so you can burn that body fat away. Good luck on your journey. You got this. You're not enslaved to these diagnoses, these words like type 2 diabetes. This is a word for an insulin-resistant state where we have mismanagement of blood sugar and mismanagement of macronutrients and of fuel substrate in the body. It's not like you are diabetic forever. You're type 2 diabetic. You're screwed. It's not like that. Type 1 is different, of course, but yeah, you're good. You're not trapped by your diagnosis. You have life. You don't have type 2 diabetes. You have life. You got a lot of life to live. You got a lot of life to give. Georgina, what's up? How would you recommend a ketogenic beginner to get started? A ketogenic beginner. Oh, man. Hey, Candy in Florida. Rivo in Latvia. That is so cool. Dang, that's awesome. Linda Flanagan. What's up, Linda? Amy, hello from Oman. Wow, people in Oman. That's crazy. Okay, some tips for beginners. Whew, man. I've got a video called How to Start a Well-Formulated Ketogenic Diet. I would say go through some of my old videos. Get yourself well acquainted with the mechanisms of ketosis, with what ketones are, with what the macronutrients are, right? That's kind of the first thing you got to understand. What are protein, fat, and carbs? They're the macronutrients. Protein and carbohydrates have 5 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. So understanding what the macros do, protein is used for rebuilding, maintaining, and building new lean muscle mass, as well as maintaining bone mineral density, is used for many physiological processes and creating hormones, as well as fat. Fat are also used for creating hormones. You need cholesterol to make vitamin D. You need cholesterol to make testosterone. Fats are very important signaling molecules and precursors for hormones. And it's an energy source, and so is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is the only non-essential macronutrient that you got there. You don't have a dietary requirement for carbohydrate as long as your micronutrients are intact. So start out by understanding what macros are. When you're starting a well-formulated ketogenic diet, the first thing you must understand is, or the first thing you want to be clear with yourself on is, why are you doing a ketogenic diet? Sounds funny, right? Why? Because if you're doing it for medical reasons, your diet's going to look different than if you're doing it for fat loss or for performance. Whether that performance be mental or physical will also influence the type of diet that you're going to formulate. But a ketogenic diet is very simple. I want you to understand that ketosis is achieved through restricting carbohydrates. You restrict carbohydrates low enough, you get into ketosis. So you get sufficient protein. Fat is for fuel. You can burn body fat or fat on the plate. Keep your carbs, for most people, 20 to 30 grams net carb and under is going to be good, and you'll be in ketosis. There's some tips. Hope that helps. Also, what you want to do. All right, so when you're beginning a ketogenic diet, I think one of the first things to understand too is like food quality matters. The types of food, the quality of food that you put in your body matters. Probably downstairs outside. Thanks. Food quality is important. No matter what diet you're on, if you're eating nutrient-dense, whole foods, you're much less likely to be eating a bunch of processed crap with preservatives. If you're eating organic foods, you're getting less exposure to pesticides, to toxic chelating chemicals that are known carcinogens like glyphosate, which is sprayed like it's freaking candy on foods these days. So yeah, food quality matters. Get nutrient-dense, whole foods. And I'm not talking about like the place Whole Foods. So you say whole foods, like I mean unrefined, unprocessed foods. Yeah, nutrient-dense whole foods, food quality, grass-fed beef, wild caught fish and seafood, vegetables and fiber, high-quality organic local vegetables and produce in abundance. And yeah, actually getting your bearings in your kitchen is an important part as well. So when you're starting a ketogenic diet, Georgina Burniston, thank you for your comment and your question, by the way. When you're starting keto, you're going to want to get comfy in your keto kitchen. You're going to want to get rid of those trigger foods like the sugary stuff, the breads and all that. And you're going to want to get comfortable making keto-friendly foods. I would suggest bypassing a lot of research, a lot of time and energy expenditure by actually just going to our website, primaledgehealth.com, and check out a lot of the free recipes we've got there. I mentioned earlier the keto flatbreads recipe that Jessica developed, which is using chia and flax and egg and salt. to make these delicious little chia flax keto pancake things or flatbreads. You can use them as buns. You can make loaves of bread with the same recipe if you modify it. But we've got that recipe up for free on the website. That's a recipe that's actually a sample recipe from our ebook, our book, The Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for low carbohydrate, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. That book is probably the single most valuable resource you're going to find on mastering your keto kitchen, on getting comfortable preparing nutrient-dense whole foods keto meals. So yeah, check that out. It's available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. You're not going to find it on Amazon. You're not going to find it anywhere else. We are an independent company. We're a family-run business. And yeah, sorry, Amazon. We're not going through you. And it's available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. So check it out, Ketogenic Edge Cookbook. That'll help you form your foundation of keto kitchen habits. It's all about forming new habits that you can bring forward with you and stick with long term. Your body is not made up of the foods you eat. Your body is made up of the habits that you engage in every single day. That includes the food you eat, but it also includes the sleep you get, the natural or artificial light you're exposed to, the other stressors you're exposed to throughout the day, whether that be psychological and emotional stress, working a job you don't like, working a job that you know is morally reprehensible, living in a place that is toxic, living in an emotionally toxic environment, a psychologically toxic household. All of these things can be low-level stressors. Being exposed to wireless radiation all the time, your cell phone constantly radiating your face, you're talking to. All of these are low-level chronic stressors that we want to mitigate, keep as low as possible. We want our body to be running like a well-oiled, fine-tuned machine. And to do that, we have to look at it in a holistic manner and not just hyper-focus on diet. So, wow, how did I get there? That was my tips for a keto newbie. I hope that helps, Georgina. Good luck on your journey. Let's see. Ralvo says, what about omega-3, 6, and 9 in hemp oil? Hemp oil can be a great source of these omega-3, 6, 9s, but not DHA. DHA and EPA must be created by fish. They got to be put in the SN2 position so they can be assimilated into our cell membranes, into our mitochondrial membranes. It's got to be, it can't be processed. The algae doesn't do it. The flax doesn't do it. The hemp doesn't do it. The fish have got to eat it and change it into that form that makes it bioavailable to us. All right. Keto Jesus says, wow, I finally caught a live chat. I owe you a huge thank you for introducing me to cacao butter early on in my ketosis conversion. Cacao butter is cool, right? How good is cacao butter? Here, all right. Keto Jesus or Keto Jesus. Here is a little tip, and you're going to thank me for this later in our next hangout. Keto Jesus. Take cacao butter. I'll tell you how we used to do it. We used to just take bites like this. We take some cacao butter, and then we take some almonds and some garlic. This sounds insane, right? Like we're going to lose half the audience right now. So cacao butter, which is 100% cacao, unsweetened, with the cakes, the solids removed. So it's just that white chocolatey butter fat stuff. You take that, and it's really good with, first of all, with almonds and a little bit of salt. But we also used to like having it with some garlic too. So if you have some roasted garlic, cacao butter can go really, really well with roasted garlic, a little bit of salt, and almonds or macadamias or some type of nut. Sounds super funky and weird, but it can be delicious.
I feel like we're always sharing these really random, obscure things that we've
We haven't had
discovered
that in
along
years,
the way.
right? We have so many funny little...
I want to hear some funny things from the audience. Some really weird things that they enjoy, but nobody else might.
Guys, say weird things in the thing for Jessica, please. All right. Let's see what else. Gamer Kids 27 says, I love the keto flatbreads. They're perfect for everything. They're perfect for everything? They're probably not the best cereal. No, they are. They're really good, right? Like they can be a bagel. What I described earlier was kind of like a bagel. So you make those keto flatbreads. You get them a little bit crispy on the outside. You don't cook them at super high heat. You do low heat, low temperature for a long time. And you spread cream cheese on it with some poppy seeds sprinkled in there. And then a little bit of roasted garlic because I like roasted garlic, especially on like a bagel type thing. And you've got a little keto bagel right there that's made of eggs, flax, chia, and it's got some cream on top. I use like, heavy whipping cream or something to put on top, but you could use cream cheese or whatever too. If you can. The thing with cheese, now a lot of people wonder, can I eat cheese? Some people say you can't. The problem with cheese with a lot of people, well, first of all, if you're allergic to dairy, you don't eat dairy. It makes it obvious. But the problem with cheese with a lot of people is that it makes it really easy to just eat and eat and eat and eat. So if you can't do the cream cheese, then use like some heavy whipping cream instead on that little bagel recipe. Super good. All right. What natural foods do you recommend for anxiety? I don't know about natural foods for anxiety, but there's an herb that's really interesting that you can look into. I'm not sure what the status is now in the U.S. with this, with selling it, but it was legal at least a couple years ago. I don't know. If it helps enough people, it'll have to be made illegal so that something can be put, pharmaceutical profits can be made in its place. But there's an herb called Scalecium tortuosum. Actually, my friend, a really close friend of mine from South Africa, brought this herb to market in the United States years ago. Very, very powerful stuff and very good for anxiety. Scalecium. I would say check that out. I don't know about like natural foods. Like if you're trying to reduce anxiety, a ketogenic diet can be beneficial, and changing your diet can be very, very influential. Of course, more inflammation, more chronic stressors are going to create and exacerbate anxiety. Right? Like depression and inflammation are linked hand in hand, the gut-brain barrier, the vagus nerve. I mean, all of these things, very, very important to take into consideration. What was I talking about here? Natural foods. A ketogenic diet can be very good for anxiety, but it's not a magic bullet, right? It's not just going to cure your anxiety. If you've got post-traumatic stress, if you've had a life where you've spent a lot of time in that state of like worrying what people think so much of being, we program ourselves with our thoughts, with the thoughts we accept, with the thoughts we repeat. So if if that's been going on for years, the habit is there. It's like a well-worn path through the woods, or like a road, like a dirt road you drive all the time. It's like that's the path you're used to taking. So you've got to change your habits. You got to change the mental habits, the emotional habits to get rid of anxiety. But keto will favor a state of GABA production. GABA, G-A-B-A, was like gamma alpha butyric acid or something. GABA is a neurotransmitter that is inhibitory. It's actually neuroprotective. And it protects your brain from excitation. Excitatory neurotransmitters like fry your brain out, right? Excitatory. The candle that burns hot burns half as long, or whatever you say. Twice as bright, half as long, the candle burns. That's how the excitatory transmitters are. So you want to kind of lower that level of excitatory neurotransmitters and have things like GABA in abundance. And a ketogenic diet really favors GABA production. So changing your diet, removing inflammatory things from your diet, and removing inflammatory things from your environment. Getting off your cell phone, stopping watching television, stop reading the BS that you read in the newspapers, the propaganda you see on television. Stop watching TV. Stop watching pop culture. Stop taking into your mind, to your eyes, to your heart, these reprehensible images that are constantly being repeated, keeping you in a state of fear, anxiety, anger, division, self-loathing. Like that's what the media is there for. The media is not there. Television's not there because they love you. Like CNN's not here and Fox News isn't here to tell you what's going on in the world because they want you to be informed and happy and healthy. This is a business. This is a business of mind control. This is a business. It's not just business too. Like this goes way further, way deeper than that. So get off the TV, unplug, get off the freaking television. You're trying to get rid of anxiety, throw your TV away. Stop watching the news. Stop reading the propaganda. Talk to people. Talk to your neighbors. Spend time alone. Spend time going through your own thoughts, making decisions what thoughts you will accept, and getting rid of the ones that have been on repeat for too long. But also diet, and check out that Scalecium stuff. I'll spell it for you. SCELECIUM. Letium. Scletium tortuosum. Look it up. It's an African herb. Very, very powerful. Zach Smith says, maca fudge brownies. Oh, man. Those are good. Those are really, really good. Cacao and maca go together very well, and I'm glad you realize it too. Faith Speed, eating a bowl of steamed kale with a side of water with apple cider vinegar and lemon juice and ginger right now. So on the right track. On the right track to what? What's so special? What are you doing there? You got kale, water with apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and ginger. So you're going for like a little digestive tonic there, something like that. Just wondering about milk thistle, since I've had dark eye rings for a long, long time. Dark eye rings for a long, long time. Yeah, I don't know. Milk thistle is really good for liver, for supporting your liver. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could be dealing with some kind of liver issue. Again, I'm not a doctor or dermatologist or yeah, none of that. So bags under your eyes, you could just be stressed out, not getting enough sleep too. So try to focus on your sleep, your circadian rhythm. Get back to the basics. Get outside when the sun's out. Turn off the lights when the sun's gone. Basic stuff. Deborah says, is it okay to use cream cheese and some bone broth powder protein with eggs and chia for pancakes? That's not such a bad idea. Hey, that like the cream cheese, it's not the greatest. It's not the most nutrient dense food, and most cream cheeses are pretty low quality. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's not our recipe. Don't blame us if you don't like it. But nothing wrong with it. Probably keto friendly macros too. Sarah says, my biggest daily stress is my uncontrollable road rage. Damn. Your biggest. Wait, where'd that go? It just scrolled down. Why did it jump? My biggest daily stress is my uncontrollable road rage, says Sarah. Sarah, calm down. Chill out, okay? Just calm down. Road rage is funny. I don't know. I guess I used to get kind of road ragey. Jessica says I definitely used to. Yeah, I did. In California, I used to get road rage like crazy because people do stupid stuff on the roads while I drive perfect. It's other people that make mistakes on the road, not me. They're the jerks. Road rage is your biggest stressor. Hey, if road rage is your biggest stressor, I'd say life's pretty good, Sarah. So congratulations. Enjoy your life. Keep enjoying it. All right. Jack Diamond. Any other common stressors like artificial light that we should stay away from? Yeah. The biggest stressor that I think like most people should stay away from is corporate media. Stay away from pop culture. Stay away from prepackaged corporate media bullshit, fake pop music filth. Stay away from the television. That's another stressor. They're just constantly telling you lies, constantly telling you to be insecure, constantly telling you not to trust your neighbors, constantly telling you you're just fomenting strife. So stop feeding into the strife. Stop arguing with people over trivial nonsense. Get down to the basics. Other daily stressors, Wi-Fi. You got Wi-Fi? Turn that Wi-Fi off. Turn the dang Wi-Fi off. Turn the wireless router off. Quit radiating your brain with your cell phone all day. Quit staring at the cell phone all day. Get out into nature. Breathe deep. Deep breathing. Breathe deep and enjoy life. All right. Louisa says, love your book. Have to try the flatbreads. Louisa loves the book and she hasn't even tried the flatbreads. That's like most people try the flatbreads and then they get the book. The flatbreads are so good. And a lot of people have seen those videos. So a lot of people have tried those keto flatbreads and never even seen the book. The book is a treasure trove of keto knowledge, though. I'll tell you that. And it's available. It's only on primaledgehealth.com. You're not going to find it on Amazon. Not going to find it at Barnes & Noble. All right. Zach says he tried the flatbreads with anchovies chopped up. Wow, that's brave. I'm not a big fan of anchovies, but I haven't given them that much of a, like, I don't know how to eat them properly. I don't know. Okay. CJ Drums. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? 197, right? Not 97. If you hit 97 pounds this morning, I'm worried about you. Dude, that's so cool. Going dirt bike riding down to 197 now, sub 200 pounds. That's so cool, man. The guy that I'm talking to, whose name comes up here, is CJ Drums. I'm not going to out you your real name. Well, it's Chad. Chad and I were working over the last month on dialing in his diet and his lifestyle, focusing mostly on diet and getting him the fat loss that he wants. And for the first time in years, he's sub 200 pounds. So congratulations, man. It was a pleasure working with you. And you're still going, man. Like I said before, like the goal is to equip you with the knowledge and experience and the tools you need to do this long term. It's not hard to maintain the fat loss. It's not hard to do a ketogenic diet successfully, correctly, and long term. And you're doing it, and you're continuing to enjoy it, and you're doing these crazy dirt bike journeys while you're doing it, and you're probably inspiring people along the way, man. So go enjoy beautiful California. Go take a ride, man. BJ Burns says lost 52 pounds since February 24th. Woke up with gout. Uh-oh, don't know why. Hello from Vista, California. So gout got some inflammation going on there. You know, what's funny is there was a study that was recently, I'm not sure if it was recently released, but I'll have to look at the actual study. I only read the abstract, but it was about the use of a ketogenic diet as an acute treatment for gout. So yeah, keto can definitely help to reduce water weight and inflammation. Sorry to hear you got gout, man. Vista, California, though. I don't know how many years ago. Shoot, this is like 10. Wait, this is so long ago. I haven't lived in California for a while, but I used to live in Carlsbad. So we were neighbors. You're up in Vista. I used to be in Carlsbad. I used to drive through Vista all the time. I remember in high school, you go to parties in Vista, and it would be kind of scary. You'd be like scared to get beat up by a bunch of big Samoans or like Mexican gang members and stuff. But that was high school. I bet Vista's nicer now. I hear Carlsbad's kind of nice these days. I hear Carlsbad's packed with people these days. Nice. To me, that's not nice. To me, more people, more cars, more pollution, more density, more McDonald's, more Starbucks. To me, that ain't progress. To me, that's destruction. Anyways, Kiera Moog. Nice. You're the Moog synthesizer or Moog U-joints. All right, Kiera Moog says, I know you recommend strength training. Not across the board, not for everybody, Kiera. If I go walking a lot and have 3 kids, is additional cardio really necessary if I strength train 4 to 5 days a week? Well, you gave me some context there, but when you tell me, all right, so Kiera, let's refine your thinking on this a little bit. If you're going to be doing excessive movement, if you're going to be doing things like strength training, like cardio all the time, what you need to do is make sure that you're recovering from your intensity, from the intense training. You need to make sure that you're recovering, that you're able to sleep, and that you're getting sufficient calories in to where you're not just burning yourself out. Those are the contexts. So like, it's hard for me to say, if you go walking a lot and you're strength trained, then you still need to do cardio. You don't need to do cardio at all. You don't need to do strength training at all. You don't need to walk at all. You know, I mean, it's like you can lose body fat without doing any of these, but a well-formulated lifestyle that's going to make you healthy, vibrant, happy, and thriving is probably going to include a significant amount of walking, a little bit of, you know, pushing the body intensely once in a while, but not beating it up and destroying it. And so, yeah, I mean, look, if you got 3 kids, you got a lot of stress, then sometimes more cardio can be just too much. You know, I mean, it's like, why don't you look at playing with your kids, walking around? That's cardio too. You're doing cardio all day. You got a baby, you carry it around all day, you're doing cardio. And if you're not sleeping and then you're doing cardio, you're carrying babies, you're giving birth to more babies, then you could just be blasting your body too hard. You know, you're just giving so much. Good luck. Louisa says hello from beautiful British Columbia. Amy Whitlow says, what a cute, chubby little guy. Well, thanks a lot, Amy. Call me chubby. No, she was talking about my kid earlier, about Ryder earlier. My boy Rocco says, that's his actual name on here. My boy Rocco says, hey, Tristan, what about eating less than your BMR? Is that bad for you? I'm having a hard time eating more than 2,000 calories. Eating less than your basal metabolic rate is not bad for you. No, it's called a calorie deficit. And they've done studies on plenty of animals. They've done it on worms, on rodents, and I think on monkeys and dogs too, where calorie restriction significantly increases lifespan and decreases chronic diseases in these animals. So eating at a calorie deficit is not bad, but if you're starving yourself long term, that is bad. If your goal is fat loss, if you have a lot of fat to lose, if you got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds to lose, then eating well below your metabolic rate or you're well below maintenance calories is going to be required for a long time to lose that body fat. What's your favorite snacks in the house? You munch if you get stressed. Xanax. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't recommend Xanax at all. What's your favorite snack? Man, I don't know. Snacks when you get stressed? Why you need snacks when you get stressed? There's a major thing right there. It's like stress is not going to be exacerbated by snacking. Yeah, like food is important, right? It is important that we give ourselves nutrient-dense food. We give ourselves proper nutrition. And when you're stressed out, it's more important to give yourself proper nutrition. But when you're stressed out, you shouldn't just be reaching for snacks. So my favorite snacks I have around the house for when I'm stressed is a cup of water, a deep breath, and a moment in the sun alone in deep prayer. I mean, that's what I do when I'm stressed. Get some water, get outside, get my bearings, take a deep breath. I pray and ask for guidance. Roy Chung says, I have a theory that everything can go with anything as long as the correct cheese is present. That is true. Yes. Fantastic statement, sir. With the right cheese, anything could be the right meal. All right. Laura says MCT oil actually gives me anxiety. Every time I take it, I have a panic attack. Not sure why. That's so funny. I've had one client who told me the same thing. She had tried a keto diet before, and every time she had MCT, she felt terrible. That's so funny. I don't know why that would happen. That's not common, but I know one other person who told me the same thing, who experienced it. You're not alone. Hey, guys, it's a little loud. Okay. AJ Gazaway. If I'm doing IF and think it's messing with my tummy, maybe back off of it. Yeah, man. All right. AJ, you're doing intermittent fasting and you think it's messing with your tummy. Now, for the audience, I'll give you guys some explanation on what I think is going on here. And I've talked about this many times. Intermittent fasting is simply eating within a small eating window in the day. Restricting your eating window. It makes it easy to eat a lot less. But the issue with intermittent fasting, when people push breakfast back to like 1 o'clock, their cortisol's jumping up. It's going out of control. It kind of changes their hormonal rhythm throughout the day. And they've done studies on this showing that delayed feeding, 5-hour delay in feeding, offsets your circadian rhythm of all your hormones for the rest of the day too. So this can, and of course, consistency with feeding will reset the circadian rhythm. So I'm not saying it's screwing it up terribly, but for a lot of people, it's not optimal to skip breakfast and push it way back. Because what happens is you get so dang hungry that when you finally eat, you have to eat so much. You have to eat so much, and then you're overloaded. And that ends up being a problem with a lot of people. So sometimes eating 3 meals a day can be better if you need to get in a certain amount of protein in food. Good luck, though. Wow, that's a cool name. Prezemluslaw says, hey, Tristan, are there any situations or reasons in which high-carb diet is superior to keto? Do high-carb diets have advantages? Great question. There's loads of circumstances in which a high-carb diet would be preferable to keto. Geographic location can have a lot to do with that too. I mean, if you live in a tropical area, there's abundant carbohydrates available and high output from the sun available and long light cycles year round. That's when we're meant to eat carbs. Vitamin D lowers blood sugar. You see what I'm saying? When you're coupled with your environment, when you're in these long light cycles that are creating the abundance of carbohydrate-rich foods, your body's better able to handle it, and the hormonal profile that is triggered by the environment is yoked to the environment, and you seem to handle carbs better. So, like environmentally, you might be in a place that would favor a higher carb diet. Like if you live, I mean, look where I live. I live in Ecuador in the Andes. Now, in the Andes, historically, they would have been oscillating between carbohydrate-based diet and fat-based diets a lot. The Andean culture has historically chewed coca, which will lower blood sugar and favor the burning of fatty acids. It also increases acetoacetate levels, or it seems to increase acetone in the breath, and can also maybe increase acetoacetate in the blood. It inhibits glycolysis. So coca leaf was a major part of Andean culture, and that would favor ketosis. They would go for long journeys when all they would do is chew coca leaf for a few days, or have a little bit of maca, stuff like that, chia, and they would be burning fat for energy. But then also when foods are available, or when you're trading with people, like if you're going to the jungle and you're trading with some of the lowland cultures, some of the coastal cultures, you're able to get more carbohydrate rich food. So anyways, what I'm saying is, well, I'm saying a lot of stuff, but environment can determine that. Where I live favors, perhaps, not for me though, because obviously I'm on keto most of the year, but where I live is a place where you might be able to eat a higher carb diet and not have the same detrimental effects that you might have if you were to eat a high carb diet in New York City in the winter. Like New York City in the winter, you shouldn't be eating a bunch of carbs. You got the artificial light telling you it's fake summer all the time. You got the heat, so you're not even exposed to the cold. But environmentally, like Northern Europeans, if you're in Northern Europe in the winter, you're probably not meant to be eating pineapples and watermelons all day and bananas, unless you're a durian rider and half your brain by meth. That was me. So yeah, another situation in which a higher carb diet, as opposed to a more keto diet, would be favorable. I mean, there's lots, right? It's all about individual context. And so, I mean, like say maybe a woman who's at PCOS, hypothyroid, loads of stress, disrupted circadian rhythm. Sometimes people like that, they try to do keto and it just pushes them over the edge. It's more stressful. So if it becomes more of a stressor rather than like hormesis, if it becomes chronic stress, then it's not good. So I'll be the first person to say that keto is not perfect for everybody. But if you're looking for long-term fat loss, sometimes a longer-term keto diet, I'd say 90% of those cases where you're looking for a lot of fat loss, keto might be the best way to go. So there you go. I always try to be honest with you guys. I'm not here just pushing keto, right? It's not keto channel on YouTube, right? We call it Primal Edge Health. Health is a holistic thing. Health is not diet. Health is not exercise. Health is not looking sexy. That's not health. It doesn't matter what your body looks like. Some of these fitness models, most of these fitness models, the fitness industry in general is full of beautiful looking shells that are inhabited by emotionally and psychologically destroyed, stunted little babies, right? Who are also very, very unhealthy. Like how many of these bodybuilders and stuff are you seeing just dropping from heart attacks, kidney failure, stuff like that? I mean, the fitness industry is loaded, and the fitness ideals that are promoted are not realistic, and a lot of the times are not representing real health, right? Health is a holistic thing. It's a holistic approach. It's not just what you eat. It's what you feed on. I talked about what really fuels you? That's what's important. Not like, oh, well, fats or carbs. I don't care about that. What really lights you up? What makes your eyes bright? You know? What makes your heart skip a beat? What makes you want to give of yourself? What makes you want to live more? What makes you more hungry for life, for love, for this experience? That's what you're really feeding on. And that's important. For some people, they're feeding on nothing but fear, anxiety, greed, insecurity. Got to prove this person wrong, got to prove that person wrong. It's just these fake games we get tricked into playing by our mind or the ego, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Zach Smith says, I use sun-dried tomatoes in my flatbread mix. Winner, Zach. Well done. That sounds delicious. Oh, my nose is a little stuffy. A little stuffy still. So the vegans can come on here and tell me, oh, you got candida. Your nose is a little stuffy today. Friggin' vegans. Laura. What's up, Laura? AJ, what's up? Louisa, hello. Louisa, I just typed in a few minutes ago the spelling of scaletium. Scheletium. Scaletium. That's the herb I was talking about earlier. Mura Heinen says many people say that it's important to eat lemons on a ketogenic diet. Is it? And why? People like to repeat things. Is it important to eat lemons on a ketogenic diet? Not necessarily. You know, I mean, some of these people that say, well, you know, you keep your blood more alkaline, it's going to help with your digestion, stuff like that. Sure, it can have a lot of benefits, but you don't need lemon all the time on keto. I haven't had any lemon in weeks. And I'm alive and I'm kicking and screaming here on YouTube. In ketosis. I am in ketosis. All right. Yeah, you don't need lemons to be in ketosis. You'll be all right. AJ, what's up? I already said hi to you. Laura, hello. Darius says, I don't know when I was following full keto. I felt almost no anxiety, which is not common for me. After longer fasts, I don't feel anxiety for a couple days as well, even if I'm not on keto. There you go, man. What's that showing you? The anxiety can definitely be coupled to physiological processes in the body, right? Like low blood sugar, high blood sugar. Getting into a state where you can regulate your body, your mind is very, very important. And for some people, a ketogenic diet can be one of the most powerful tools that they've found for that. It's all about individual context, right? Aaron says lemons are important for liver cleansing purposes. They're not needed for your liver, man. You don't need lemons to clean your liver out. There's plenty of other things you can do to support liver function as well. Berberine, milk thistle extracts, silymarin, which is a milk thistle extract, dandelion root. A lot of these things are great for your liver. You don't need lemon. But sure, it can be useful, yeah? Everyone likes their angle, right? You need to do this on a keto. You need me to tell you something to do. Look, I'll be the first one to tell you, ketogenic diet's real simple. You restrict carbohydrates, get enough protein in, and fat's your energy source. Of course, there's a lot of ins and outs, and different contexts require different levels of protein, fat, carbohydrates, but simple stuff, man. You don't need lemon. Ronald says, get off Facebook. Julie says, I hate Facebook. Yeah, get off of Facebook too. That's the other thing, right? Facebook is like CNN, the New York Times, Fox News, and all these other propaganda outlets have a direct line into your consciousness. And all these people are constantly posting and repeating the things and trying to sound smart. And, well, I read this, I'm going to repeat this. It's just this stupid posturing, false game, fake reality, fake clicktivism, people pretending to be activists when they have no idea what's going on in the world, haven't seen any of the world. Get off of Facebook, quit arguing with people on Facebook, and live. Get out into the world. That'll help your anxiety drop. This is going back to the person who commented on this, is going back to the stuff when I was saying, kill your television. Literally, stab your television. No, I don't do that. And has anybody ever seen the film They Live? They Live. That's one of my favorite films ever made. It's by John Carpenter. It stars Roddy Rowdy Piper. It's amazing. That is one of the most important and funny, like science fiction type films made in a long time. It's this goofy little sci-fi movie, and yeah, it's just funny just thinking of like, you know, propaganda, media manipulation, and just mass hypnosis. That's a really good film. Check that out. They Live. In They Live, there's this guy like hijacks the TV. He hacks into the television and rides the signal and sends out this thing. He's like, they're controlling you through the television. They're controlling your mind. They're controlling the vibration. Soon they're going to turn on the new system and all these radios, like all this crazy shit. He sounds like this like wild, like conspiracy theorist guy. And he keeps on interrupting. And this is in the beginning of the film. And it's like this kind of almost post-apocalyptic Los Angeles, and nobody's got work. It's like this major depression, and Roddy Piper is this like blue-collar guy trying to find some work. He's walking down the train tracks, and he ends up finding these glasses, and he puts the glasses on. And when he puts these sunglasses on, everybody's probably seen the Shepard Fairey, the failed fake pop artist who used to almost be relevant, but now he just does propaganda and stuff like that. But the guy who runs Obey clothing company, that whole thing, he stole that from this amazing film by John Carpenter called They Live. So he puts on the glasses and he looks up at the billboard and it just says Obey. Like, you know, it really, really incredible film. And the glasses basically take off the mask of reality for him. So then he's walking down the street and he sees this little woman in her fur coat and she's looking all beautiful and sexy or something like that. And then he puts the glasses on and she's just like vile zombie alien hag witch. And so he goes through this whole journey of like awakening with these glasses that, you know, kind of represent looking at the world through a different lens, having your vision cleaned. And it's an amazing movie. The ending's really cool too. It's actually very prophetic in a lot of ways. But yeah, there's certain clips from that. Like that movie is really funny. And it's got the best fight scene from any movie ever. Like the best fight scene is when Rowdy Piper is trying to get his buddy to wear the glasses. Because he's like, dude, I put these glasses, like he puts the glass on, he sees clearly, he sees people for what they are, he sees like the monster that's inside these beautiful shells of these false people. He sees what the magazine articles are really saying, like be insecure, consume, die early. You know, it's like he sees it and he tries to get his buddy to wear the glasses and his friend won't put them on. He's like, no, I'm not putting that shit on. Like, you're crazy, man. He's like, no, you got to see this. You have to see what's going on here. Put them on. And he refuses. And it's like, it's this beautiful metaphor. And then they get in the most intense, like, knockdown, drag out fist fight. And I think it's like 4 minutes of screen time or something crazy of these dudes just like wrestling style WWF pounding each other on the concrete and stuff. It's freaking hilarious. Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. That was a great film. One of the best movies ever. And very lighthearted, but heavy hitter, man. Lots of laughs in that movie too, but still, like when you look at really what it's saying, it's so heavy, it's so poignant. And yeah. Mirko says, do you sell chicken for lesbians? What are you talking about? Tyler Vonderbrink says, thank you, sir, for the awesome material. Been crushing the sardines as of late. Feel spectacular. Dude, sardines are so good. Tyler, you're winning. You're winning, Tyler. All right. Let's see. Come on. All right. Adam Franz says, the broccoli muffins slamming. Adam Franz, yes, the broccoli muffins equals slamming. That's for sure. The broccoli muffins, that's a free recipe that's available on our website. And if you look up broccoli muffins on our YouTube channel, we've got that recipe online there. That's great. That recipe is fantastic. And it's kind of just a little taste of the next book that's going to be coming out within the next year, The Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking. Now, the ketogenic diet, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, a training manual for low carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. We touch on some baking, but we don't really get into that stuff. This one's going to be a standalone book because it's kind of like low carb baking demystified. That's what it's going to be about. So we're working on that now. It'll be out later this year, maybe next year. But the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, a training manual for low carbohydrate, paleo, keto cuisine, is available now at primaledgehealth.com. Loads of really, really cool recipes in there. Chill Topher says road rage equals adrenal burnout. Look, anytime we're wasting energy, that's just what it is. It's wasting energy, right? Anytime we waste energy being angry with somebody, like thinking, oh, like that person did me wrong, I want to get them back. Or, you know, F you, like I'll freaking kill you, get out of my way, don't cut me off. That anytime we're doing, there's just energy leaking, right? We're just spewing out energy like a relief valve. And you only have so much. So we got to be careful on how we use it, right? Like, are we using our life force? Are we using our mind? Are we using our energy to attach to thought forms and cycles of behavior that are creating strife, confusion, fear, anxiety? Are we doing this? Because a lot of the times, like, we've got anxiety, we've got fear, we've got chronic stress. It's decisions that we're making that lead to that state. And it's like death by 1,000 blows. It's 1,000 little decisions that are all influenced by this one meta state that's kind of trying to permeate and rob us of our life force. And we have to kind of do battle with that sometimes. We're coming out of depressions, anxiety. We have to fill that space with intention and with something positive, with life, with focusing on something we want, on what we love, on what we enjoy. And road rage is kind of the opposite, right? It's like you get on the road, someone's going to cut you off. You live in LA, someone's going to cut you off. Somebody's going to do something stupid in front of you or behind you. And it's up to us how we react. You know, the world's always going to be trying to beckon a reaction from us. And through that, it's testing us, it's probing us. Reality is showing us our weaknesses. So there you go right there. You've been shown a leak. So clean up the room, patch up that leaky faucet, keep your energy where you need it. Testicles says, no, testiclize. Wow. Testiclize. Debunking testicles. All right. What caloric intake should I aim to build muscle? I'm 5'9", leaned out through keto, trying to stay on keto. I don't know. I don't know how many calories you need, man. Come on. All right. Look, you're 11% body fat, 150 pounds, and you're asking me this question. You should understand through your process of getting to 11% body fat, 150 pounds at 5'9", which is significantly muscular, you know, similar body that I've got. You should understand by now that there's no just magic caloric intake that I can throw out for anybody, you know, 5'9". There's different lifestyles, there's different activity level outputs, all kinds of stuff. I don't know, man. All right. Mario asked, when are you getting more maca? I don't know, man, but hopefully soon. He says, all right. Planet Sim says, I sometimes put protein shake powder just straight up in all of my body opening just to get my protein. That's a really good idea. Yeah, getting that in the pee hole might be hard, though. You need a small funnel, an air rifle. Moni says, I have a goal of fat loss. I have thyroid and adrenal problems. I'm having a hard time with keto. Any advice? You got thyroid and adrenal problems. You probably got loads of stressors going on in your life, right? You know, you talk to people who have Hashimoto's or something. When we get these conditions and thyroid thing, they're usually associated with a high stress or with a trauma. You've got to reduce stress in all aspects of your life. So there you go. I fixed your problem for you. Just reduce your stress. No, I'm sorry that you've got this stress. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this, but hey, you're still alive. You got a body, and you have decisions that you can make. You're in a good place. Perhaps right now, keto is not the way to go. If you're super stressed out with adrenal issues, thyroid problems, stuff like that, perhaps keto is not perfect for you right now. It might just push you over the edge and be more stressful. But if you're really determined and you want to give keto a shot, first of all, look at your sleep cycle, your circadian rhythm. Second of all, deep diaphragmatic breathing. You breathe into the diaphragm, it activates the vagus nerve. It actually helps you reduce inflammation, clear out gunk from the body, clear out toxins through the endocrine system. Deep breathing is very important. So I would say start with that, you know, get some deep breathing, reduce stress, clean up your relationships in your life, you know, find things you enjoy and build on it. And then you can dial in your diet as you're less stressed, and you don't want to, a lot of the, from my experience, and I don't know you, but I'm just like, I'm throwing out there a scenario, a template. A lot of the people, a lot of clients I deal with, a lot of women clients I deal with who have things like thyroid issue and what's it called? Thyroid issue and so-called adrenal problems. A lot of the times, 95% of the time, they're just dealing with chronic stress, like low-level chronic stressors, or they've had a traumatic experience, like a recent breakup, or like losing their job, or working and realizing that they're living a lie, right? It's like this is what it usually triggers it. It's like the body starts attacking itself. You get in this double bind mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, where you don't feel like you can move anywhere, and your body kind of just, you shut down, right? Everyone talks about fight or flight, but what about freeze? You know, the fight or flight thing is really popular, right? Oh, it's a fight or flight response. But most people freeze in the fight or flight response thing. Most people don't take action. And actually all this shit, all this fake world that we live in now, where screens are telling us what a reality is, where screens tell us what's safe, who holds the truth, where all this stuff is consolidated, it kind of exacerbates that. So I don't know. Anyways, de-stress yourself, enjoy life. Okay, maybe I should finish what I was saying. A lot of the women that I've met that are dealing with thyroid issue, adrenal issue, stuff like that, and then trying to do keto, a common thread is that they'll have like obsessive traits, and be obsessively trying to make themselves perfect and healthy. And in that pursuit, we can be just picking at our own wounds all the time. Like if we get obsessive over like getting our body perfectly functioning, perfectly healthy, we can just scratch our wounds to death, like some people, you know. So watch out for that kind of stuff too. Best of luck to you though. You'll be all right. Keep the stress low, deep breathe, have fun. Wolf Babe says, do you work out an excessive 3 hours a day like Stephanie? No, I don't work out 3 hours a day. I mean, if I'm like working outside or something. The last time I would have been worked out 3 hours a day was shoveling gravel. I did that for like 3 hours. That was cool. I got sore. No, I don't work out 3 hours a day. You don't have to work out 3 hours a day to be fit. I wouldn't recommend working out for 3 hours a day to anybody, even high-level athletes, especially high-level athletes. You gotta recover. Working out 3 hours a day, no, that's not for me. I'm about health, vitality, longevity, not just destroying my body in a freaking gym, making my body look really great because I'm obsessive over it. I'm not into that. I don't know. All right. Like, it's fine to have a great body. It's fine for your body to look great. I love that my body is the form that it's in. That's great. That's cool. That's a shell, right? And it's like at the 3 hours a day, I'm awake like, what, 16 hours a day? So if I'm awake 16 hours a day, 3 hours of that spent at a gym working out, that's so much of my life gone. I have way more ambition than to be in a gym for 3 hours a day. Like, I want to live. I have children. I have friends, family. I love life. I love people. I want to explore. I don't want to work out 3 hours a day. I'd rather read 3 hours a day or sit alone and breathe deeply 3 hours a day than work out 3 hours a day. It's like, what are you running from? I'm not saying like whoever you mentioned Stephanie. I'm saying that's what she's doing. For me, if I was working out 3 hours a day, I would have to be really in a super imbalanced and obsessive state, and I wouldn't want to see that version of me. That's just me, right? Whatever works for you. You don't need to work out 3 hours a day to look good, though. Okay. Hey, Tristan. The Big Moist says, I live in Hawaii. We get a lot of seafood. One in particular is ahi/tuna. They say there's still radiation from Fukushima floating in the water. You think the fish are contaminated? Oh, man. The Fukushima thing's weird, right? I don't know, man. I'll say this. I live on the west coast of South America, right near the equator. So if that Fukushima stuff says Fukushima and you, there's Fukushima and me too. It's going everywhere, right? It will permeate the globe. There's loads of radiation above the ground as well, not just in the ocean. So I don't know. I'm not freaked out about Fukushima. I'd be more concerned about not getting enough seafood. Iodine and selenium are very powerful, and DHA is also very powerful for detoxification, rather. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, Big Moist. If I lived in Hawaii, I would not be avoiding ahi. I love ahi. Seared, you do it seared with some butter and like cracked red pepper on it. So good. All right. Blow my nose real quick. All right. Emolier says, I have so many questions and I always forget them when you're on. Emolier, it's okay. Next time. Okay, let's see. Mark Sisson says most seeds and seed oils are pretty dang inflammatory. Is that so? Well, if you're eating seed oil, it's a highly refined thing. So, I mean, like sunflower seed oils I wouldn't go for. Seeds themselves are not in and of themselves highly inflammatory. They do, most of them, have a high omega-6 level. But if you're eating sufficient, DHA and EPA from fish and seafood, it shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, don't avoid at all costs seeds and stuff like that. Well, don't cook in seed oil. Don't use the seed oil. Yeah, hope that helps. All right. Benjamin Scally. What's up, Benjamin? You scallywag. Amolier says, do you know much about kefir? on a ketogenic diet. All right, kefir in reasonable amounts and a small amount shouldn't be too bad on a ketogenic diet. Most of the carbohydrate in kefir has been fermented out, but it I don't know, maybe could be an issue for some people. I'm not all about being obsessive over checking your blood glucose and your blood ketone levels after every meal. Anybody who's been a regular on this channel understands that it's useless and a waste of money, time, and energy, and it just feeds neurosis. So, look, if you're going to have a little bit of kefir, if you're trying to keep that gut balanced, get the microbiome pumping in the gut, have some kefir, you know? Have a reasonable amount. You'll be all right. Enjoy it. All right, let's see. Benjamin Scally says, have you used that roll of TP on your butt too? No, I have not used this roll of TP on my butt. I just blew my nose with it. My nose is nice and clear now. Edgaras asks, let's find your question. Too many questions. Come on now. What do you want? Hi there. I have a question about oils. Many ketonians recommend use coconut oil. However, the smoking point is 177 Celsius. Meanwhile, smoking point of extra virgin olive oil is 160 and increases to 216. When does it increase to 216? Under what circumstances? But the main thing that bothers me, the average temperature while cooking on a stove is 120 degrees Celsius, which means that none of these reaches their smoking point. Moreover, average temperature while cooking in the oven should be about 360, meaning that all would exceed the smoking point. Now, that's the ambient temperature in the whole oven, though, man. 360 degrees is not the smoking point of coconut oil. Wait, is it? Let me check. Anyways, coconut oil's got a super high smoke point. Olive oil's got a reasonably high smoke point. Butter and tallow also have super high smoke point. Quit tripping on these little details. Like, what is... Moreover, the ambient temperature should be 186. All would reach the smoking point. No, if you cook at 350 degrees, you're not going to burn the coconut oil. I don't know. I haven't looked up the ambient temperature. I could be wrong. I just think you're overcomplicating things, man. I mean, I've done like raw vegan diet. I understand, you know, anything above 115 degrees, anything above 120 degrees. That was a dogma, or maybe it was 118. I forget. But like the whole raw vegan thing is like 118, anything above 118 degrees, it kills the enzymes, which doesn't even really make sense when you look at it scientifically. They say, oh, it kills the enzymes, kills this and that, makes it useless. I think people get too crazy with this stuff, man. When people get to like into the territory of like eating disorder level neurosis about, well, if I cook in this oil and it reaches a smoking point, it could be toxic, and it's like you're causing just as much damage and stress in your body by tripping out about all that stuff than just like cooking at 350 degrees with some coconut oil, which is not going to burn it or kill you. It'd be all right. All right, so here's your next question. Could you give a word about grapeseed, sesame, rice bran, hemp seed oils, and omega-3 to 6 ratio importance while choosing an oil? I talked about omega-3 to 6. None of those are going to be a significant source of DHA or EPA. None of those plant-based oils should be used in a significant amount if you're trying to be healthy and live long. I think most of the fats we should get should be from animal sources and plant-based sources like avocado and stuff like that. But these refined like grapeseed oil, sesame oil, hemp seed oil, they're not the best for having in large quantities. Thank you for the questions. I hope that helped. Just keep it simple. Quit tripping about don't trip about the little details. Wolf Babe, what's up? Wolf Babe says, thanks for answering. I watched a video of hers and she was judging people how they work out and assumed people are whining because they're unable to work out 3 hours a day. That I talked to Stephanie. She's pretty reasonable. That doesn't sound like her. I don't know. I didn't see that video, but thank you for commenting. I got nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Stephanie. I don't know if there's anything wrong. There's something wrong with all of us. But I got no problem with Stephanie. She wants to work out 3 hours a day. She can. That ain't for me, though. All right. Emilier says, does the need for extra salt go away, or is that a permanent thing while on keto? Fantastic question. The need for more salt is going to be constant on keto. And you're going to find that throughout your experimentation, you will be, sorry, I get distracted because I'll read a new comment. And, like someone will confuse me by saying something that doesn't even make sense, like spam comments and stuff. All right, salt. You need sodium. Your body excretes sodium in the absence of insulin. So if your insulin levels are super low, you usually have low sodium. So keep that sodium up while you're on keto. Your need will stay constant for that, but you'll find that you're able to regulate it by taste a lot. You'll know how much salt you need after months and maybe even years. But for me, is I can taste how much salt I need, and I intuitively know I'm tuned into it. I'm not saying like if you're starting keto out, just wing it. See how much salt you need by your taste. No. If you're just starting out keto, get at least like 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of salt in 3 times a day, 7,000 milligrams of sodium a day. You'll be all right. Okay. Sarah says, does keto breath ever go away? But she called it cat turd breath. That's super funny. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have to smell my own breath. I ain't complaining. Yeah, no, you're not doomed to forever have poor breath. It usually goes away after a few days. You'll be all right. You will be okay. All right. I think I should start wrapping it up, guys. What do you think? You guys want to wrap this up? How long have I been going for? I've been going for a while. I've been going for over an hour. I'll maybe do a couple other questions, but I think we're going to wrap this up. It's been really nice talking to all you people. And it's Friday, and you guys are all excited for the weekend. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. So, yeah, if you got any other questions, maybe I'll come up here. Deborah says, you always say you love when Jessica roasts garlic for you. Does she just put it in an oven or add butter? Or does she keep peeled on as she roasts? And for how long? What temperature? Jessica, you want to come drop some knowledge? Or do you want me to just tell him? Come up here and tell him. Jessica is going to come up here and tell you exactly how she makes roasted garlic. It's so good. I've been forcing her to make it like every day.
All right. I take whole heads of garlic, and I cut them in half horizontally. Right. So you have the top part with a little pokey-uppy, and then the bottom part that has the roots. And I put that in, I melt about 1/4 cup of butter in a glass Pyrex baking tray, either an 8x8 or an 8x13, depending on how much garlic I want to do. And then just make sure there's a decent amount of butter in the pan, and then put all your garlic cut side down on the pan. And then pop it in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. And then you just check it. That's really the best way. You don't want to burn it. It tastes horrible when it's burnt. And you just check it.
You don't want it to cook too little, too. You want it a little bit like smushy gooey. You just try a few times. You'll be good.
I'd say 20 to 25 minutes, and you just look up, peek under, and you can see once the garlic looks golden brown and the butter is like bubbling, it's done.
There
and
you
then
go.
let it cool, and you should be able to squeeze it very easily out of the garlic, the husk. So it's important to keep it unpeeled.
Right on, guys. There it is. The bonus recipe for super good roasted garlic, and you don't need all you need is a little Pyrex, right, Jessica? A little glass thing. So let's see. I don't really see any questions. I'm sorry if I have missed any of your questions up above. I apologize. I try to get to most of the questions, or the ones that interest me at least. All right. So there we go. We're done. We're wrapping up. For those of you who have joined us live, thank you for asking questions. Thank you for leaving your awesome comments. And thank you for having so many nice things to say about Jessica's book. We're really stoked to have the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, a training manual for low carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. We're really stoked to have it out there and finally available to you guys. When we did this book, when Jessica started this book, it was kind of a daunting thing. She's like, I want to make the book that I would have wanted when I started a keto diet. And then we expanded that. Well, let's make the book that we would have wanted before we even started keto. We were just doing like a whole foods based diet that included healthy fats. So it is called the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, but it's much more broad than that. There's an entire section on how to use spices, flavor combinations. There's an entire section on organ meats, the most nutrient-dense parts of the animals that are often misunderstood and avoided, possibly to the detriment of our health, right? I mean, these are the liver, the kidneys, especially the liver, right? The liver, the heart, the brain. These are incredibly nutrient-dense parts of the body of the animals that we eat. So yeah, there's an entire section on organ meats, an entire section on how to build your keto kitchen, And all of the macros on the recipes are fat loss friendly. And all the recipes got macros. So check out the Ketogenic Edge cookbook at primaledgehealth.com. And we'll see you guys next time. If you want to be notified and join in on these live hangouts before they happen, we try to send out an email beforehand. This one, we only got the email about 30 minutes before we started it. But if you want to join in on our next live hangout, go to the website, primaledgehealth.com, sign up for the newsletter, and we will send you a notification so you can ask questions live next time and hang out or make comments or try and troll me and get banned. Anything you want to do, whatever you want, it's up to you. But I'm out of here. It's been nice hanging out with you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Make it meaningful, right? If you're trying to lose body fat, if your goal is fat loss, and the weekend comes, I think it's important to keep perspective on what's really important. When you're going out with your friends, when you're going out with family, the food part of it is usually a distraction. Yes, it's great to have delicious food. It's nice to share moments with each other, but you can go out without eating junk food. You can go out without drinking the crappy sugary mixed drinks. You can have some, a little bit of whiskey or whatever if you're going to drink. Still maintain ketogenic diet. Order a steak or a burger without a bun when you eat out, and you'll be fine. If you're looking for long-term success, it takes long-term habit reformation. You got to reformat your baseline habits, and you got to make it long-term. So the weekends can be hard on a lot of people. People boredom eat. People eat when they're depressed. People eat when they're anxious. It's important that we find the triggers that make us, not even make us, the triggers that allow us to make poor decisions that do not benefit us in our long-term health and our body composition if we're trying to change it. So I don't know. Enjoy the weekend. If you're going to drink and you're doing a ketogenic diet, eat before you go out. Try not to make bad food decisions. And try not to eat after you drink. And don't drink sugary drinks. And don't drink beer. And you should be all right. Stick to the straight liquor. What else? I don't know. Thanks for joining, everyone. Benjamin, Emilier, A. Shimoda, Deborah, Key 777 Illuminati. Killuminati with the sevens equaling the L's. 3 of them upside down. Alistair Crowley, Killuminati's thing. Emilier, Ashimoda, Squirrely Shirley. Everybody from all over the world who's joined, who's commented, who's asked questions. Thank you so much. You can find more at primaledgehealth.com. Enjoy the weekend. Make it meaningful. Signing out from the Andes of Ecuador. Peace out, guys.